All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Mr. Charlie. How you guys doing? Let's see what wants to come through today. I was asking just before I started this video what the theme would be for this morning message, and I sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. But this card popped out of this other deck here, Fork in the Road. So let's put that to one side and let's see where we go. I just saw the Power card. All right, and the Growth card. Okay, so let's see what wants to come through. All right, haven't seen this one in a while. Shift, transformation, knowledge, and transmute. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we're going through this major shift right now, obviously, where we're stepping more into 5D every single day. So if you have been feeling held back or feeling like you didn't are afraid about what's going on, that is a very 3D reaction, and we all are having it, okay? Because we have physical bodies that exist. We have, a life that has been built in a 3D way, and now this new energy is going to be a different life. So there's going to necessarily be reactions to that. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is like, we're at this corner, this fork in the road here, where knowledge is power. That, going back to that Power card I just saw, knowledge is power, and it's part of the transformation. It's part of our responsibility to transmute the energy that's coming through, especially the darkness right now. That's what the light workers are here to do. And if you are, you're not just whistling in the dark. You're not just, one candle in the darkness. The more you move into joy and the more you move into 5D, which I talked about with the Pathfinders yesterday, the more you move into 5D, the more you're going to notice that other people around you are either raising their own consciousness, or completely running away from you. And that might be part of the fear, is that, well, I don't want this person to go away from me, so I'm going to stay in the same vibration we're in right now. But if you step into your new vibration, that person's got a choice. That person can decide, wow, hey, I feel oddly lighter. I feel my intuition opening up. I feel I'm getting a lot of dreams, or I'm getting a lot of, they may not even say this to you, but you might just notice a difference in their vibration. You will definitely notice someone running away from you or somebody lashing out at you. I've experienced that when you show this higher vibration and someone's reaction is to lash out at you, woo, you do want to move away from that. Emperor, look at this. Knight of Swords. Here's the crossroads again. Judgment, Three of Pentacles, and then here's the dreams. Here's the transformation, and here's the new day. Three of Wands. We got the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles here, and I just feel like there is the patriarchy is being bulldozed. That's going to be obvious to us, even though it's kind of scary how it might happen. Okay, so it doesn't mean it's not happening. If there's some things that might be like, oh, that might freak me out a little bit, it just means that there's big changes happening. And the more you're in your higher vibration, the more creative you're going to feel, the more light you're going to feel. Even if these dreams come through or whatever, sometimes things that are coming through dreams are a way of you transmuting energy. Some of you are dream workers. Ooh, look at that. The dreaming women. Hierophant. 10 of Pentacles. The Strength card. There's Leo energy. High Priestess. Wow. High Priestess. 2 of Pentacles. There's that fork in the road. And the 4 of Swords. 2 of Cups. Lots of decisions here. 8 of Wands. and the Four of Pentacles. So there's kind of like this sense of a new beginning is happening, and can I pick and choose what stays and goes? I feel like there's somebody is saying that right now to themselves. Can't I just pick what stays and what goes? How about that? Can I do that, or is that something that is even part of this? And I think the answer is we don't know. Even though some of you may be like, no, you can't pick choose what stays or goes. I feel like some of you may have started things or are starting down some roads that are going to stick around. Okay. And it's because they're done from a 5D perspective, not from a 3D perspective, not an ego perspective, or not, that kind of experience. And also not from a place of holding on to old things just because they make us feel safe. It's kind of like, what safer than, what does that even mean? Safe from what? Okay. Safe from what? And like, if you're feeling, still in that position, you're feeling like, well, I want to navigate this in a certain way. I get the feeling that, just kind of letting go is going to be the answer, because holding on is going to feel like getting dragged. And that's something that, isn't really going to be good for you. And so there's a sense of like, okay, I have my 3D body, right? My 3D body still exists, but we are raising our vibration. We are moving into a different kind of energy. Our whole physical being is changing, right? The lesson of quantum physics, that the higher the vibration, the lower the vibration, the more dense something seems. The higher the vibration, it becomes like without bounds. It becomes diffused, like it's not solid anymore, right? It's in a different frequency. And I'm seeing the power of courage here, some kind of courageous act or courageous move, some kind of decision or choice based on intuition. And I feel like some of you are going to be making some intuitive choices, maybe for the first time. And it's coming from a place of healing, even though you may feel like, well, I don't know, I just started my healing work, or I just, kind of learned about this in the last year or two. I haven't been going through my spiritual awakening since 2007 or 2009 or anything like that. It's just like recent. And that's okay. Like, it doesn't, who cares? That's a very, and you be understanding this, right? That's a very 20th century mindset, that I'm behind. Behind who? Behind who? Like, you're awakening. Okay. So who cares how long it's been? Like, well, I've been awakening since 2007, right? Like that kind of thing. Okay. Not so much. And there is a, I feel like there's a lot of things that every single one of us is going to be either put off by or feel upended by. It's like, well, that's not going to change, or that's upsetting to me, or that's a harsh thing to say, or that, right? There's like that whole reaction that really is just part of it. Like, be kind to yourself, that when something comes up for you and it is upsetting to you, the new kind of thing is to transmute that energy, instead of like blasting someone who may have said something, who said something that not insulted, but upset you or something like that. Instead of doing that, the question is like, why did that upset me? Why did I feel attacked by that? Or why did I feel upset by that? Why did I feel? And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some really interesting answers, because that's part of things that are falling away. And it's like, I don't even know that I have like a bias here or an idea that this should stay, right? But this is all about self-knowledge. This is going to increase your self-knowledge a lot. So as I say a lot on this channel, triggers are gifts. Triggers are underground, buried red flags about our own belief systems or ways of being in the world. And people trip across them all the time. And it's like, certainly for some people, it's purposeful. For others, it's not. But who cares why it happens? The fact that you noticed something upset you, instead of attacking that person, why did that upset me? I think that is going to serve you a lot better. All right, with this Four of Swords. Why? Why did that upset me? It doesn't seem like that big a deal. Like, why am I so upset by that? Why am I, you know, why is my nose out of joint about that? And I feel like there's going to be a lot of information that you're going to glean about yourself from that, which is going to be important in the future. Triggers, red flags are going to be coming up a lot for people. And it's like the courageous thing is to self-reflect. The courageous thing is to self-reflect. And I like that there's the Four of Swords here, even the Four of Pentacles, which is a little bit boundary-esque. There's so much coming in. I don't know what this Two of Cups is, but we're going to check that out. So the Four of Swords. Hanged Man. Four of Wands. There's 3 fours here now. 7 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so I was about to say the fours are all about structure and we're creating something new. And the 7s are spiritual. So we're basically recreating some kind of new structure for ourselves. This is a courageous act to take because we know in the past, and we see it in our own triggers, in our own biases, and our own way of seeing the world, whatever that is, we're noticing that, oh, yeah, this is good and this is bad, right? Like we have these mindsets. But what if this were the thing, this 9 of Swords that I just said was bad? What if this were the thing that was actually the gift? What if that? And what if all this time I've been thinking that, oh, the thing that makes me feel peaceful and makes me feel safe in the past is not going to make me feel safe in the future. So the thing that's kind of upending that for me is the gift. And the transmuting of information, the transformation of information puts you in a whole new place, right? Ready to take on this new experience, ready to be in this 5D world. Awesome. Okay. So there's a lot of things we're upending for ourselves, traditional belief systems, family belief systems, whatever they are, belief systems about money or time or family or corporate America or spiritual awakening, whatever it is that we have, twin flame, that we have ideas about. Everything is going to get like a new download. Okay. New download. Maybe this is what's the twin flame energy here too, but everything is getting a new download. Wow. That's new information. Everything is getting a new download. Everything is getting a new perspective. You're getting a new perspective on everything. All right. So Page of Swords, King of Swords, Star, and the King of Pentacles. Yeah. I mean, some of you are definitely going to be healing your relationship to money. That has been a big one. And you can just shift into resources here, right? Like, what if you were able to manifest like that? Then would you care so much about the doing of 80 hours worth of work to get the money to get that thing? Or would you just want to manifest that thing? I feel like the thing is not about the 80 hours of work to get a thing. I feel like this is more systemic. This has to do with more like, well, what if it's just a one-off? What if I go and collapse my whole life and this was just a one-off? And I feel like that's what this birthing time period is going to show us, that it's not a one-off. And I feel like that's a lot of questions in Pathfinders and in other classes that I'm running right now, the astrology group and the business class and things like that. Sometimes the questions are like inherently bound up with second guessing, because what if I can't replicate this? What if I can't make this happen again and again and again? So I want to stay in the old way until I'm sure that I can replicate it. And I actually feel like for a good segment of you, that is going to happen. Back and forth between the 3D and the 5D. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until you heal yourself of this perception that the power is not coming from me, that it's coming from out there. Until you heal yourself of that perception, then there's always going to be this second guessing that maybe I don't have the power. Maybe I'm not magic. Maybe I'm not the spiritually gifted person I think I am. And I feel like we're healing that. And I feel like this is stepping into a clarity and an awareness around a new ability to be an immediate manifester that shakes up everything. But this is going to take us some time. I do feel like 4D is really focused around time, and our experience of time is going to change radically, so that when, normally, let's just say in the old 3D life, if you wanted to buy a house, there's a process, right? There's a procedure. You save or get it gifted, but most people need to save to put down a down payment. It's the biggest purchase you will probably ever make in your life. There's a lot of nerve-wracking financial stuff that happens when you're doing it. What if this falls through? What if that falls through? Oh my God, we got it. Oh my God. Now it's a huge responsibility. There's plumbers and contractors and people to know. And what if this goes on the blink in the middle of the night, and la 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 la, and frozen pipes and everything, right? It's not something that's in a vacuum, but in the past, you've done things that have started stuff like that in motion, right? Like let's say you bought a house, or let's say you got married, or let's say you did something that was a long-term commitment. And you did it. Okay. But now there's a new chapter of being in it. Okay. Of being in it. I feel like this is the same thing. There's a new chapter happening here, and we're going to be in it, and we're going to see that, oh, okay, this is how we work with this energy. Okay. So it's not like a winning lottery ticket where it's a one-off thing, and I don't know if I can replicate that, and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of conversation around that in that world, whether you can or you can't. But this is much more energetically attuned. It's like a fine-tuned kind of experience where you see things from a different vantage point, and then you're like, okay, I want to do more healing, because now that I see that this is the energy that I express, or the energy that I vibrate, and this is what comes of it. Okay, I want to do more healing. Okay. Like, yeah, that can go. Don't care about that. That can go. Don't care about that anymore. Oh, wow. Those people need to, just stay over there, or I need to interact with them just infrequently, or something like that. Like, once you have an experience, and a lot of you have had spiritual experiences that show you the magic of who you're becoming. Once you kind of see that, then it becomes a thirst for the knowledge, and a sense of like, okay, wow, like, is this something that I can walk this path with clarity, with healed energy? Now, this is Aquarius time here. We talk a lot about Pluto moving into Aquarius, and from a healed vantage point, a healed perspective, financial windfalls, whatever I want to create is just there. And it's sort of like I feel like, and this is how I've been feeling for the last couple of years, that it's slowly, and then all at once. Okay. Like you might dabble in tarot, and maybe, take a class, or maybe you want to make some videos or something like that. But, you're not quitting your day job. You're not doing that. And then all of a sudden things start to get turned around, and things drop out of your life, and opportunities go in that world go away and more opportunities in this world come up, and all of a sudden you're in it. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening here. And because the spiritual community has been building for quite a long time, for years. I know I've been involved for quite a long time. And like I said, who cares if you showed up last week or 12 years ago? Like, who cares? But it has been building. Neither one is better, but it's just nice to see the build. Okay? Wow. All right. So what is going on by the end of this month? Can that be this fork in the road here? What is going on by the end of this month, which is January, as we move into Aquarius time? 9 of Pentacles. Going to feel a lot more stable and solid here, and clarity, having a lot of clarity about the future. Wheel of Fortune, going to know that this is, there's going to be some stuff that is going to move you away from the 3D. There's going to be some endings or some like very, very obvious don't wants that you're going to be like, okay, I see it. I see the path now. I see the direction. This is a destined thing, and I'm going to take that fork in the road now. Something may happen where somebody really sticks the knife in you, or a trigger comes up, or something like that. Maybe a job falls away, or whatever's happening in the world. I just, the video of Southern California is so devastating, right? Like my friend in Northern California went through that about 7 or 8 years ago and lost her home in a fire. And it did shift her in a very different direction in her life. And things like that, when we see things like that devastating a community, there's a sense of like, well, what now? Because there's no holding on to that now. Like, what's next? What now? How can I walk the same exact path? And you won't, because you'll be different from something like that, something as devastating as that. And some of you may not experience something as devastating as that 10 of Swords. 5 of Swords, Justice, the Fool, and the 8 of Pentacles. Some of you are going to get free of a lousy job. Some of you are going to see the truth about a manipulative person gaslighting you. Some of you are going to see that and be like, oh, I didn't want to see that that's what my mother was doing, or that that's what my sister was doing. I didn't want to see that that's what was happening with my spouse, whatever. And it's like, okay, time to invest my time and energy in this new fork in the road, this new where to go. Here it is. This new direction. Time to invest. All right, let's keep going. I want to go deeper into what blocks we might face, what's coming up that we don't see, and let's look at the next 15 days. All right. All right, everybody. Link is below if you want to continue on. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.